It's a new year. There's a new host. The Druth reign has come to an end. It's Blockchain Basement.
We are the bread and butter of all the information that's been swimming across the internet for crypto news.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What do you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Over 2 years, he's made like $17K on Roblox. And he's
What?
Like 12.
You never listen to me, and we must be married. Yeah, well, how much are you investing? $100.
400 to 600,000. The
think it's so
generational signals are now. Now.
You're spread so thin, that's how you get in on Snake. Snake's been my biggest winner.
You can't get rid of me that easy. Welcome all. Unbelievable. I came in here and had to kick Owen out of the seat. I was running a little late in the restroom, taking care of business there. But welcome to 2024. A new year has become. And god dang, time is moving fast. It feels like a coup d'etat. Yes, it's only treason if you lose. That's just a food for thought there. Owen is free, a little bit too free. He's experiencing a little bit too much free. Yeah. But how you doing? How you doing, Aaron? Do you spend some time with the family? New wife? How was your break?
Chilling like a villain, man. I did some work in the backyard, moving some dirt for a shed.
That sounds like an innuendo.
I got a roofing guy coming out to give me a quote on a metal roof. And last thing, Drew, what the frick, bro? Christmas is over. Why do we still have decorations up?
Hey, don't stop it.
It's gotta go.
No, don't touch that.
I'm taking it down.
No.
It bothers me too much. It's over. Christmas is over.
I haven't taken down one Christmas decoration.
Mine's all
y'all?
down.
Because you
my
didn't
house.
put up one.
No. So sad. I'm
Where's
so
the other
sad. Owen's freaking out about the camera. It's just a little laggy. You're going to have to
kinda
reset
chaotic
it.
in here.
You got to reset it.
I can't reach that one. My arms are too
Are you
short.
guys excited for the Bitcoin ETF that doesn't get done this week?
You expecting a denial? No.
Yeah, I'm still February 2nd.
February 7th.
And maybe I get my 19.7 CMA gap. Maybe.
That would be a juicy entry point, man. I don't know about that, though, BJ. Things have been kind of upward. And,
I just want to be wrong.
I want you to be wrong, too. It's one of those things. I get that feeling often, being a prepper, watching out for doom and gloom or SHTF. You hope you're wrong in those situations. God dang, can't believe it.
Scared me.
Yes.
Aw.
Sad. I'm leaving my decorations up till my mom comes into town and visits the kids. The kids won't let me take them down till grandma comes into town. So that's the way it is. I had an amazing time. It was probably the best Christmas break of my life. Spending time with all my kids, toddlers, the baby twins were starting to talk a lot and really just experience, I would say, the best Christmas break of my life. And it felt amazing being able to provide for my family with crypto and outpace this garbage facade of an economy that's going on around us right now. I know there's a lot of pain, a lot of families that, were hit hard with inflation and, it just it codifies the reasoning in my mind for why it's important to take our own control of our financial futures and to look at things that have the best potential to outpace a guaranteed failing system in the fiat currency. I know I say this a lot, but the Christmas season provided for my family with that those moves that I've made. It just feels amazing. So I would hope that everyone out there in the chat, you've been watching for a year and a half, you've been watching all the other channels for a while. You guys are the savages that are here during the bad times. This show was started when Bitcoin was like 17. God damn.
Guys, he's speaking from the heart. Let him go.
I know. They're throwing sockets. This is sad,
Too
man.
many feelings.
I miss this. But god dang, ICP is the one. Where is it? ICP.
The man will not shut up about ICP.
I know. Well, it's the chain that everyone kind of bets against. I mean, I have an interesting history with ICP. Back at the last bull market, I got like one or two tokens. But the first one I got was like $200, and then it fell down to $3. Are you guys about to touch tips?
No, Deadwood asked a question, so I was pointing.
Oh, okay. How was your break?
Actually, before the show.
How was your break?
I did before the show.
Did you have a good
And
New
then I
Year's,
blamed Hannah.
I did. I had a great New Year's.
You did?
Yeah, needed it. I stayed home on the couch New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Some good sobriety and rest. Needed it.
Nice.
But we definitely had a good time before that for Christmas.
Yeah.
Gang.
Yeah.
Happy
we had a
New
pretty
Year.
awesome Christmas party here. That was freaking, we were over here. My son was chasing me through the hallways with a gel blaster.
He found a Santa suit in
Yes.
like a closet or something, and he was so determined to be Santa. It was so
That was
cute.
dope.
My son was Santa.
It was so
BJ,
cute.
how was your holiday?
Which one?
The New Year's and Christmas.
I mean, both were fine.
Yeah.
I did some extracurricular activities on New Year's.
Extracurricular.
Yes.
Okay.
I decided to learn about certain things on the phylogenetic tree of life, specifically in the fungal kingdom.
What?
Oh, I get it. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It opened your mind a little bit.
You know, you do what you do.
You know, that stuff's legal in some states. I think it's coming legal in Colorado, I
Right.
believe. But, you know, this weekend, not to get sidetracked with that, ICP absolutely made me spark with joy. We're going to check this out real quick. Before we get into all the stories, all the awesome stuff going on, just had to get a shout out to my ICP hodlers. We have a 65% increase on the week, and we're touching right under $15 a token right now, which feels pretty freaking awesome. And I did talk about ICP on my live stream last night. I am not discounting this token from achieving a $100 billion market cap in the next bull market. So I am watching this one closely. And, you know, if what BJ says is right, and we do get a big crash in
Dude,
Bitcoin,
why are we still at 73?
I know. Isn't that crazy?
The only change was 70 a
Yeah.
little while ago.
Yeah, we are a stable coin of greed at this point. Basically, immersed in chaos is what the markets are. But this is pretty impressive to see. One thing I was noticing this morning is how dang close we are to our previous all-time high. My goodness. Setting up a pretty exciting precedent for going into the next bull market with. This really is not too far off from the blow-off tops at above 60K last bull market. Now, the feelings were awesome in that punt. This range right here feels emotionally very similar to this range right here. One thing that we did notice is that this massive move by Bitcoin is earlier and more violent to the upside than any time in Bitcoin history prior to the actual bull market blow off top. So I'm looking at the potential shift in time frame for this bull market to play out. I think that the structure of the 4-year cycle, regardless, will remain intact. But something that's been striking me in the back of my mind is seeing this violent upswing happen sooner and more aggressively than we've ever seen. You know, we might be really setting up for that actual institutional level bull market. It gets us up to the market cap level where, you know, it's harder to make a 70% crash if you have nation states and massive institutions holding the asset. Obviously, the 4-year cycle is still going to play from the mining side. But these are just the ideas and thoughts that came to my mind as I'm looking at this chart over the weekend. Lots of excitement about the SEC potentially approving this Bitcoin spot ETF as soon as this week. Eleanor Tourette, we showed on the morning stream, had the most reasonable take. I'll listen to this. Just came out, CNBC talking about this. Just give it a listen, see what we think here.
And then I got a
Hey,
funny
David,
quote
good
after
morning.
this.
So Bitcoin's new bull run is being driven by two upcoming events. First, there's this hope for an ETF approval, and then something called the halving that's coming up in April. It's up 65% or so in the past 3 months. ETF, that is the big driver, guys, of this price action. The SEC has a January 10th deadline to approve or reject the ARC 21 shares ETF. That's Kathy Wood's proposal there. Reuters reporting that the SEC could notify issuers as soon as this week if they've been cleared to launch those ETFs. If approved, guys, this would be a publicly traded fund tracking the price of Bitcoin. So investors theoretically wouldn't need to go to a crypto exchange or hold Bitcoin directly themselves. So it may lower the barrier to entry here. Because of that, some are arguing it's going to bring in a wider range of investors and then potentially more institutional interest. Then you've got something called the Bitcoin halving. That's coming up in April. The key thing to know about that, Bitcoin's new issuance gets cut in half. So it's a way to keep a cap on supply there. The code is written so there's only ever 21 million coins in circulation. This dynamic makes it less profitable, though, to earn new Bitcoin and more competitive for what are known as the miners. So these are the companies using
You know?
There's a bunch of issues. So first, she only brought up ARK Investment.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything about BlackRock. Also, what is Jim Cramer on? Is he on CNBC?
He's on Squawk Box CNBC, yeah.
So the funny thing is he's now saying you can't kill Bitcoin. They're only talking about the ARK Investment one.
And Corey had a good point. Look how angry she looks.
I'm expecting a dump in the
She's
market.
struggling to read the script, guys. She's reading a teleprompter. There, I said
Maybe
it.
that's it.
Okay.
Maybe that's it.
Also, that part, new tokens less profitable.
Yeah. What does that mean?
There's some funny stuff.
I just had a freeze frame here. Like, she looks like she's trying to take a poop or something.
She's just really
And,
confused on what she's reading.
Yeah.
Bitcoin halving?
This is newbie talk for sure, but new tokens less profitable. What the?
Well,
what
the
are
other
they, you know?
I want to bring up, what's Javier's last name? Mealy? How do you say it?
Millet.
I do like this quote I wanted to bring up. If printing money would end poverty, printing diplomas would end stupidity.
No, my God.
So I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, you know, a couple things come to mind when I watch this. It's very newbie, kind of retail ready, baseline script of what crypto really is. You know, but one thing that makes me question if we're actually going to get this, they pushed it out. I think that a delay isn't unreasonable to expect, but then you have her leaving out BlackRock and JP Morgan, you know, coming out over the weekend saying that it's an active participant in the BlackRock ETF for Bitcoin after Jamie Dimon's been shitting all over Bitcoin, saying if he was the government, he would shut it down. And that's what he said. Meanwhile, his bank is setting up to be purchasing these things. I think that there is a larger push at play to get exposure to Bitcoin. As I've said many times over again, other types of assets, ESG based, are deep in the red. You got to find a way to put yourself back in the black if you're, you know, an investment firm. Also,
do you think it matters that she left out like all those other
Yes.
news things?
oh yeah,
Why?
Why so? Because I have a different opinion. I think.
I think people want to. You know, she works for, was it CNBC? You know, one of those mainstream medias. They don't like bringing up the fact of how much power BlackRock has. I don't think that they want to bring that up as like the biggest driving factor.
And the ARK Investment's probably the least relevant of them.
Right. Kathy Woods, you know, Kathy Wood. We've been correct.
I just feel like they made it a very digestible newbie terminology for people that have no idea. If you put all that other stuff in there, they're like, what?
And it is kind of cool that they're trying to explain the halving process or like the scarcity aspect of it to the mainstream public. I think that's useful. Maybe there is some good intent there. And then, you know, something that also made me question if maybe I shouldn't, you know, discredit what mainstream media is saying here, but it's Jim Cramer. And he's saying that you can't kill Bitcoin. He stole my line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That is what makes me, I mean, obviously at this point, I just want to be right. But it's like, this is a lot of stuff that's like pushing towards, if we go with the inverse Jim Cramer, there's going to be market dump.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind
How
of
does
uncomfortable.
how does he
he's
have a
about.
job?
So if in that
Because
case, BJ,
you need puppets.
True.
yeah, they're
He's just
pulling
always
his
so
We need
wrong.
puppets.
pulling his strings. But BJ, in that case, do you think that ETF is approved or not approved if the market is dumping?
On the 10th, I don't think so. I'm still shooting for February 2nd.
So
Yeah.
when do you think we would dump if we were going to?
Probably
I mean,
the day of, they say nope.
Totally.
The 10th.
Yeah.
But the cutoff for BlackRock's is what, like right before the halving, isn't it? Like March something.
Yeah, it's in April. I think it's
it's
in April.
right around the halving. So it's funny that they're only bringing up ARK Investment, the one that is probably the least likely to have approval.
That
Yeah,
is
crypto
interesting.
channels have been specifically talking about the hit rate on BlackRock on
Right.
ETFs at what, like 90 some percent.
It's like 99.9.
But you're not bringing that one up. You have Jim Cramer saying Bitcoin is great. That feels like you set up a narrative for normies to where they're like, oh, this is all about to happen. They buy and they go, really?
Yeah.
Bitcoin's BS. And it feels like that one last little washout of just, or not washout, but basically controlling the narrative to make people not know what's going on.
I mean, that'd be pretty brutal for mainstream markets. What they've been doing is like the G-Link, G-Sol, G-BTC. They've all been at a BTC side for Grayscale is at a discount, up to 49% cheaper through their access point. Now you see like massive premiums, like the CME futures opened today with a record-breaking premium, $47,000 for Bitcoin through CME futures side. More traditional finance focus here. The current price of Bitcoin equivalent to the CME futures is 45.8, while the price on global exchanges is 45K. So there's definitely a pricing in of there's like a FOMO level of pricing in for traditional markets. That'd be pretty crushing for them if there was a big denial or delay.
And Finn Tradify says he thinks ARK is maybe second or third. So I probably was.
I think he's talking about in time frame accepting or expecting that decision by, because they're one of the earliest applicants. But it is interesting to see the CME futures with a premium. We see G Sol, G Link at a massive premium. Like G Link is at $80 a share right now, which is crazy. And that would be pretty brutal on the traditional markets, but that's, kind of the fun of what we're in crypto for, right? Is volatility. You don't get good price action without that. We had this from Andrew AP_Abuckus update on both BlackRock and JP Morgan, instructing staff to be prepared for a spot ETF approval. Just approval. The expectation is for the sales and inflows to be open by the end of January. Source at JP Morgan, instructions have been to make sure that the rails for cash create, all the amendments were making sure that it was a cash create, just some technical terminology on how the actual cash is transferred to make sure that the spot and the cash make it over seamlessly and more directly. And they're properly prepared for a quick turnaround. So kind of interesting to see this stuff rolling out. Pretty unexpected. Expected more of a situation, potentially even more aggressive than the government squeeze on gold. In 1933, the government put a soft-sided demand for gold, and you didn't get a futures gold ETF until 1974, and then I think it was 73, and then a spot gold ETF then took until 2004 to be approved. So you had large sections of time in between the two for an asset that was a good saving grace, honestly, against the dollar's buying power. Gold over a century is nothing to scoff at. It's definitely done a good job. The government worked very hard at controlling that flow, and it's a longer scale that I'm talking about. Obviously, I'm not talking about month to month and what they're doing now. But Bitcoin is a much more sovereign, divisible, immutable type of gold, in my opinion. And I think that the harder that these powers that be push against regular people in their day-to-day lives to be able to transact, the harder that they'll look for options outside of what their control mechanisms are. So it does seem like it's actually coming a lot faster than I expected, to be honest with you. And as we're going to get into some altcoins, but before I go all that, make sure to click the link down below if you're looking to find a good partner for crypto taxes. We have a great partner that gives you at least 25% off if you use the link in our description. It is decrypted.tax/hit. So make sure to check it out because I know now that the New Year's in, we're going to be looking at that. So keep it in mind. But we're also going to keep in mind the political insiders that know exactly what's going to happen and have somehow outpaced the SBA.
Is this what I posted? Yeah.
Yeah, this is just wonderful.
This is
God bless you, too. God bless you.
Well, not me. It's unusual whales. Yeah. I just happened to be taking a shit when this came across on Twitter.
That's where the best research is done.
It is.
It really is. Toilet. That's where the alpha comes to you, is when you're on the toilet. It's really true. Breaking just released a full report on politicians trading in 2023. Like every year since 2020, U.S. politicians have beat the market, and many in Congress have made unusually timed trades, resulting in huge gains. Here are some of the top performers. We'll take a closer look at this. Brian Higgins. Returns calculated by estimated current stocks held in each member's portfolio, then calculating year-to-date returns. SPY year-to-date included for comparison, beating the SPY by 238%. Really incredible trading abilities there. Mark Green beating it by 120. Garrett Graves. The list goes on. Nancy Pelosi. Really, she's being outdone here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of names ahead of Nancy we didn't know about. Richard Blumfell, John Rutherford, Ron Wyden, Seth Moulton, and David Rouser, Garrett Graves. All names that we don't hear touted through mainstream media that are beating the infamous trader Nancy Pelosi and all of her fantastic picks and political controls all at the same time. Even Marjorie barely beating it, but she's still on there, 18%. This year, Democrats absolutely dominated their Republican counterparts. Dems were up 31% and Republicans up 18%. Meanwhile, the S&P itself was up 24%. Many traded despite conflicts in their committees. in record numbers. So pretty interesting to see the average congressional stock returns.
See, that's what's funny. Many traded despite conflicts. You mean
right?
Many of them traded Raytheon and Lockheed Martin stock before the conflict that they did.
Boom. There it is.
Your returns on Raytheon and Lockheed were very strong.
That's the exact tagline right there, man. It's, they're setting the precedent for macroeconomics, the necessity of certain types of goods beforehand, and also having a hand in trading all the meanwhile. Kind of a conflicting problem there. Thoughts on osmosis, Michael Moore? I do believe we have at least a Cosmos hub. Cosmos is one that I'm going to be looking at a little bit more seriously. I'm going to be taking a look at it. I have a few reasons why. Kind of similar to my Polkadot feels. The Polkadot was coming up, but then now I'm looking at things like Cosmos and osmosis as well.
TJ loves Cosmos, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's always had a problem where the Atom token is. What is going on? Oh my! That was Owen. That was Owen.
All right.
Yeah, it had a problem where the Atom token wasn't like horribly useful to hold, but now there might be incentives to actually receive airdrops for holding the Atom token and staking it through the ecosystem, which is pretty cool to see. A little bit more use case and potentially more pressure for the Atom token to succeed. So, we had to bring up the politician thing because it's just insane that these, decision makers are also able to rake in immense amounts of gains, as they pull the strings to society and then rake in the benefits from doing so. It's pretty scary to see continue to go on, and obviously we have the big story today on Epstein's
the big story,
list.
I think, before that is we need a poll. Catch them all. Nancy P. Smash or pass.
Oh, my God.
Just saying, it's relevant.
BJ.
What about you, BJ?
I'm just trying to get community engagement.
You have to answer the question.
Is there a prenup involved?
You answer the question with another question. You are meant to be with her.
Well, I want to know if I'm getting her money.
Okay, fair enough.
She has large lots of land.
You would. All of y'all would. Next.
So that means you would too?
Next.
Oh my God.
I'm committed to my wife.
Oh my lordy.
If you're watching, I'm
I got
committed
to
to
do
you.
a quick shout out. We got Corey Harden in here, Bob from accounting, Crimson Caravan, Fade and Tradfi, Catch 'em All, Michael Moore, Spaceman B.
Fade Tradfi wrote "Smash That Mommy."
Oh my, please. This is terrible. So the big news of the day.
This is how you get community engagement.
Yeah, I know it works. The big news though, Epstein's client list is starting to look like it's coming out. But this is us as we sit here fighting against government narratives. You have to fight against them and protect your family because, my God, they're hard at work protecting the people involved with this one. I want to talk to you about this as well, BJ.
Oh no.
They're
making a bigger collider.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do they need more God particle or less God particle? A bigger, deeper God particle? What is the goal?
Come on, just give me $22 billion.
Isn't that right by where CERN is anyway?
Yeah, it is.
So what are they going to do with the old one?
I mean, that'd probably be a test bed, I'd imagine. Can they run both of them at the same time? Doesn't it seem like a...
I don't know. I'm really not versed enough on any of this.
Elon seems pretty concerned about this.
I've found it interesting. I thought there was a collider somewhere in the U.S. that what people wanted to do was, because essentially you have two giant chambers, is create a low pressure zone in one, high pressure zone in the other, turbines in between, and then just basically depressurize into one and make electricity just by moving around large amounts of, gas concentrations.
Yeah.
So just air pressure.
Okay.
But why they need a bigger one to get it to go faster, I'm just not versed enough on this.
I think that this is the search for perpetual energy, right?
No.
That's what CERN, the God particle, a lot of that was, the thing that made me icky feeling about it is Stephen Hawking was really worried about it. He was really worried about, continuing to speed up those particles and try to reach beyond or to the God particle to begin with. He's not around anymore.
I guess you have to have a big discussion because it's like you have the atom, then you have your subatomic particles, what neutrons, protons, electrons, then those break into like gluons, interons, quarks, something else, and then you have like the boson and everything else. So it's like you're just getting smaller and smaller pieces. But again, talking out my ass here, I think a lot of it's trying to figure out like what is dark matter, what is the underlying fabric. But at that point, are you looking for a traditional wavelength associated with like a particle, or are you looking at something that is more truly in a wave state? But that's then when you get into weird things of the duality of matter, where you have a waveform and a particulate form.
Mm-hmm.
But theoretically, those swap based off observation. So them making this larger or smaller would be irrelevant because then you have observation.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but again, I'm really not versed in any
The
of
hillbilly
this.
in me worries we're going to open a black hole here on Earth.
I don't know the feasibility of that. I've heard that.
That's the hillbilly in me's worry.
Yeah, wait.
No. So,
Because at what point is this in a weird way fission?
I wouldn't know the answer to
The
that.
two S's is splitting. Fusion's together. Fission
I
is
really
splitting.
wish that we could have kept Stephen. I wish Stephen Hawking was still alive.
I mean, you still have Roger Penrose, who was up there, who is
Yeah.
super awesome and versed on a lot of this stuff. Brian Greene's another big one. And then I cannot remember the guy who's pushing like emergence theory right now.
We should look more into this, though. I
But,
feel like it's worth looking into.
I don't know why you need a larger collider.
It's sketchy. It's sketchy.
What the
Like,
hell
just
are
to
y'all
get it
talking
faster.
about?
Yeah, this is like, I need you to explain it to a 4th grader in 2 sentences real
Oh
quick.
my God.
Good God. Anyone in the chat understand this?
Say you have secret pi A and you don't know what it's in it, and secret pi B. And the theory is if you slam those pies hard enough together, they'll break apart enough, and then you get to see all the underlining parts that make it that you wouldn't have before been able to see.
Right.
But that's assuming that there's something else in there. But I mean, I'm still one of those people. Sorry, this is going to become a very weird
We
rant.
have to go here.
Yeah.
though.
So I'm Buddhist, and I've always felt that enlightenment is that. It is becoming one with light. So if the speed limit of the universe is the speed of light, which is what 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second squared, and light again has a particulate form and a wave form, you have that wave that is the highest speed wave you have. Then theoretically, if everything else has a waveform, everything else is just slowed down light.
Yeah.
So the colors we see, the matter, everything is just on that same exact spectrum of light. So when we're sitting here trying to smash things and find specific, we'll say subatomic particles, I still think we're just looking for waveforms ultimately. But what does that truly get you to? That I don't know. And then that's where I think you start getting into, honestly, this is going to get weird, manifestation and everything else, where it's just like, I do feel like we create our own reality. So I'm not sure what good creating a larger particle collider is going to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, this is, again, stuff I'm not versed in.
And for context,
whatsoever.
why my hillbilly self brings this up, and even I try to be concerned about it, is because Hawking was very atheist, and then at the very end of his life, he actually started becoming concerned that it was indeed opening a portal to hell, is what it would end up doing.
Oh, what?
But hell's all relative.
Yeah, it is. I understand, but it just was really concerning to see a guy that was like hard-sided like that.
He also lost a $100 bet to Roger Penrose because he believed that once something crosses the event horizon, goes into a black hole, it's annihilated.
Mm-hmm.
Which, assuming that mass conservation of mass and energy holds true, that seems like one of the most foolish postulates to make from somebody as intelligent as him.
Yeah. Stuff to look
And
out
he
for.
lost that bet.
This is interesting shit to think
Don't
about.
forget to hit the like button. My gosh.
But I was a biochemist, not a physicist. So
Skid Mark
again,
said
I'm an
Bitcoin
idiot when it comes to this stuff.
Collider is for summoning other dimensions, not for research.
I mean, it's
Wait, y'all believe in
concern.
other dimensions?
Yes,
I do.
Is that what we're talking about here?
kind of.
He's gonna open a hole
I'm
to
still
another
stuck on the
dimension.
2 pies. What flavors are they?
I mean, theoretically, if you live in a dualistic universe, so there's some weird stuff with the double slit experiment where people claim a lot of different things, but to stupidly break it down and connect it to like Schrodinger's cat, until observation, you have infinite possibilities. So that's what the whole Schrodinger's cat thing was, of stating whether the cat was alive or dead, but it's not actually that. It's showing the dualistic nature that it is both until observation.
Right.
Therefore, based off of that, I dropped this box. Well, I could have not dropped that box. So both those things happen. Both those timelines happen. It's just which timeline I continue to be in. So at every basically dualistic point where a decision can be made, both happen. Therefore, there are infinite sub-universes of those other things happening. And then it just goes off and on from there.
See, this is the shit. This is what we're.
I mean, it's supposedly there, but it's I don't know.
I think I saw a Marvel movie kind of similar to what you're talking about.
So I'm sketched out.
Sorry
by
for that tangent.
It's
but
okay.
I don't understand.
It's good context.
Yeah.
It's good context.
Again, it's just like you make it bigger so you can get to higher acceleration, but I don't see how you wouldn't just get to that higher acceleration by just adding stronger electromagnets and everything else.
Yeah. We need to look into this more.
I don't know.
We should do a weekend video on it. Like, there's some sketchy stuff. Like at CERN, the entrance, there's like the God of War. That was like at the front entry of it. It's a very interesting research project. But beyond that, other stuff going on in the world. Saudi Arabia has now confirmed that they're joining BRICS. So we are the bread and butter of all the information. That was just the music's playing.
Yeah, you just gotta stop the music.
He was all chilling.
What did you do, BJ?
He accidentally hit the button.
I know.
We're in a different time zone dimension.
BRICS is a subject. It's a slow moving thing, but this does play into why to be in crypto, because what happened after World War II was.
So is it going to become BRICS ass?
BRICS ass?
No, SA, damn. No, I was trying to think Saudi Arabia, but I did
BRICS,
Arabia Saudi.
It's BRICS. No, it's BRICS plus.
No, BRICS ass. Never mind. I'm trying to make something work that doesn't work.
There's a lot of countries that joined them, but Saudi Arabia is the one that's most notable. I covered the larger list last night.
This was today.
Yesterday, but yeah, it was. This is the move. And really, why to be in Bitcoin is because after a world conflict, last time, what happened was a Bretton Woods movement. It was the winner of the World War, the leading dominant country, declared that it was the world reserve currency at the time because it had control militarily and economically of the world at that point. Obviously, things have changed. There is a competing system moving in parallel to the United States world dominance at this point, being with China, India, and Russia primarily. But Saudi Arabia, big money. Obviously, we talk about the money that is in the Middle East often, especially last week when they were talking about, it's okay to get exposure to Bitcoin. But why BRICS matters to crypto is because they've been openly talking about backing their future setup of currency with crypto and gold. It is a combination of currencies that they plan to hold as a backing to their version of what world currency is. So it is happening in the background. Do I think they're going to succeed? No. But I do think it's going to be ugly, and this will be a contentious partnership.
In Saudi Arabia, are a lot of those sheiks heavily invested in crypto?
They just
said that it was okay. Like one of the top sheiks, and I can't remember his name. We covered it last week. They're starting to say that it's okay according to their religious views and stuff like that. They're very specific on that. So
Bitcoin's acceptable in Islam now. And China and Saudi Arabia in June signed a $6 billion deal, a currency swap deal. That was part of their de-dollarization strategy for US dollars. And then now they're officially part of BRICS, today.
It's coming. It's a battle. And I know it's uncomfortable. I understand, but listen what's already going on. You already got Gaza still going on. You have Ukraine still going on. You have all kinds of things, like a balloon from China flew over Taiwan this morning. Their military is on high alert from that. We've been moving our Navy aggressively across the world for the last few months.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's what is the canal that is right there in the Red Sea?
Hormuz?
Is it the Suez?
Suez Canal, I believe, is another important one.
Or have you seen everybody who's been basically shooting down ships that have been coming through there? So basically how oil price is potentially changing, but now that is one of the largest routes for transportation to come through there, unless you want to hook around the other side of Africa, which if that is the case of that happening, everything gets more expensive. So it's like...
It's a big deal.
For the reason why when I'm doing launching a product right now, I didn't try to source anyone outside of the U.S. I was like, I'm just going to self-manufacture because I honestly thought supply chains were going to get absolutely
made in the USA
wrecked.
Well, the supply chains
looks like they are.
They did not go well during the world shutdown, the panty shutdown. They're trying to push that. I know it's not working very well, but they're still trying to. Did you see that they're trying to say the next pandemic will be related to heart failure, BJ?
Oh my God, stop.
Dude, did I bring this up on Basement when we almost first started that I told people to invest in companies that made anticoagulates as well as things for myocarditis and pericarditis, and then I saw Pfizer buying a bunch of those companies.
Yes, yes, you did.
So yeah,
I think it was Moderna's stock is up by 13%.
Yeah, I called that well over a year ago.
Yeah.
Hey, I may have screwed up the CME gap at 19.7, but also crypto is not my forte.
Yeah. You know, and it's getting the markets at large, the macro markets are showing very weird signs. Like this is a 1 month T-bill yield chart that I was showing last night. They cooked this thing up to 6.1%.
Yeah, like Bob from accounting, he's saying it's one of the only routes unless you go around the Horn of Vermouth, which takes about an extra month. Yeah.
This is treasuries spiking in short. The U.S. dollar is becoming more desperate for long-term buyers. You know, and this is the 1 month treasury bill chart. So this is obviously much, much shorter than the 30-year or the 10-year. But seeing a 13% increase on T-bill yield is very, very concerning. It's a definite sign of sickness within the larger macroeconomic environment that we're in. So
get that exit liquidity.
Oh my God. This is where it could go really bad, and BJ's right. Right? Like it does exist. That's why I show these things, is because they're on the underbelly of our economic situation.
Well, it's also why the last couple of months I've been talking about like the housing market and all this other stuff, just showing basically the impending doom in traditional markets. Again, crypto does not exist in an encapsulated universe. It is all interconnected.
And thank God for that. I think that's healthy for humanity to be all, oh my God, here you go. Unbelievable. Look at this. Look at this.
We had to take some potty breaks, okay, y'all? There, truth's out.
Look at
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, it's just floating around the room. Just we should get a drone with a gel blaster on it, though. That just kind of came into mind. We're gonna change the setup of this studio too. I'm thinking about how to do it.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna
I hate it. I hate change.
We're gonna do it.
Will work for me.
But yeah. So that's coming. Honestly, it's yes, the markets are getting hot right now, but we're going to take a look at something that's just a good sign of health for altcoins. Crypto exchange volume just cracked $1 trillion for the first time since late 2022. You can see what happened in late 2022. I believe that was right as we were at the depths here. Let's see here. Yep, December 2022, 16K right there. So that was the depths of our previous bear market. Kind of interesting thing to take note of, the volume surging like this on exchanges. I can definitely feel it in the markets that the attention to crypto and the realization that this thing is not dead and is setting up for another big leg up is starting to capture more and more people. Now the haze of the holidays is kind of wearing off. People will be looking at, what can they get?
But where's this money truly coming from? And I do mean that because student loan paybacks just came back.
Yeah.
Insurance rates on houses are going up. Interest rates are going up. Mortgages are going up. So where is this money coming from?
Yeah, I think it's still a combination. There's a good amount of retail that's still getting in. Like we saw single accounts with at least a Bitcoin actually increase.
Literally, personal debt is at an all-time high.
I know.
I would love to know where this money's actually coming from.
It's a great question. I mean,
I'm still investing.
Oh my God! Look who's behind the sticks right now. This is
scary.
Whoa!
Whoa!
It's a good angle.
The lighting's on point though.
I know, right? Yeah, man. God. Yeah. So basically, right now, I do feel like the altcoin market, crypto, is looking pretty healthy. But I am keeping an eye out, watching out for historical corrections like we've seen in the past. Looking at this chart, I mean, guys, we are almost at our previous all-time high. This has come at us very, very quick. We got to keep in context the expectation of the markets. So, Hannah, not your back. What is this? What is FaZe Bank's Dog Frog Mog?
Not financial advice.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
But FaZe Banks is a huge character, lives in LA. He has FaZe Clan. It's an e-gaming company. Esports team. He has a lot of monies, a bunch of internet monies, and
they got a stock too.
They do have a stock. It went public and it tanked, and then I think Zuckerberg like took over it, and now FaZe Banks is like regaining control of the stock.
Really?
But anyways, they've always had like a pulse on crypto, and they've made some serious money in crypto over the past like few years.
Okay.
And he tweeted that, so I'm looking at that as far as shitcoins go for 2024.
I bet he bought it and then put the tweet out.
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I'm sure. But they've been talking about MOG. This group they're like internet kids in LA with money.
They played Call of Duty. That's how they got big. Playing Call of Duty.
I want to see for a minute. I really want
dying.
MOG.
It's like they will not. This is one of the most. I hope it's this one. There's so many scam ones.
That's a lot.
Maybe
of
I'll try to do this through Coin Market Cap here. Oh yeah,
If it's
smash
on
the
there.
like button here. God damn it, we're at 83. Get us to 100 likes. Unbelievable. Let's see if this has MOG on it. I want to see this thing. I want to see how alive or dead this. It's definitely a meme coin. We're keeping that in mind. Wow, it's continued on the path that is not. I mean, it's diminishing highs. This almost looks like an XRP chart. You know what I mean? Like you had 2017, then the dilapidated 2021. This looks like an XRP chart. Actually, a little bit healthier than that. It's really scary and sad to say.
Not touching it.
Not touching it. Yeah, this is a meme coin. Keep in mind, it's $15 million market cap. This is where the chaos lives.
Wow,
here.
that's it.
Yep, 50 mil. Pretty low.
SAR probably don't touch this one.
I mean,
depends
I'm
the supply, and then you look at the top 10 wallets of how much people hold.
They're making money off of it.
Yeah, the top 10, that's in like meme season. I have a time and a season for memes. I don't feel like we're quite in that anymore. I think that it kind of came and went just as fast as the last one did, about 3 weeks.
Gemini's talking about or launching something with a hat.
Did it really?
Uh-oh.
Oh, now it's over.
Memes last a
Something with
week
a
or
hat?
two, and they're gone.
Yeah, memes you got to be careful with. But there's some weird picks from a very degenerate place. They might. I mean, MOG. I gotta say they have real people that are talking about it all the time.
If you're in the group chat, you're gonna make money.
Yeah.
I want to
You
at
have
least
to
pay
stay on it
attention.
like immediately though. You have to be there for like every single information drop. Like it's hard to keep up with.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, in
I mean,
2024,
I'm up 420% on a Doge Bonk.
Doge Bonk. Oh, VJ.
Take profit. Take it out.
I mean, that's after I've pulled out, actually.
That is.
Okay, nice.
Okay, good. There it is. And that's how you should play. Like, take your original investment out. Whatever happens after that might, turn out really well. That's what I do. That's why I feel more comfortable.
Always a good move.
Yeah, man. 2024, just a quick crypto calendar. We have SEC approval in bold. That's an approval deadline request. So it's either an approval or a denial by the 10th. We have Bake Launchpad coming up on the 2nd today. But other things, I've been seeing this Alex project talked quite a bit about. It looks like they have a Launchpad coming out. Trader Joe's doing some integration on the 8th of January. Go a little bit further. You got some moves from Mina with its testnet ending. You have Fetch with a mainnet upgrade on January 15th.
And when's that? There's a Cardano hard fork coming up too.
There is.
Why are you laughing?
He put TJ's bobblehead forehead on the nutsack there. That's what it is. I figured it out. Good lord. Don't disrespect TJ like that.
It's Owen. Watch out.
I work with a bunch of
What was the
children.
question? Yeah, the Cardano hard fork. That's what it is. It's a real. It's actually happening. Yeah, there's a card fork coming to
It's on the
Cardano.
roadmap or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ethereum on January 17th has the Dencum Gorelli update. You have a lot of stuff. Injective on the 21st of January is going to have a $130 million unlock of tokens. AVAX web wallet transition coming up the end of January too. So quite a bit happened in this month. Things to watch, and say this one has been absolutely.
Owen's getting drunk.
Is he really?
He's got a.
No!
Listen, you'll notice the tonality of his laugh changes.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
We got to get a closer up mic so we can get like.
He almost has like the goofy laugh where it's like. See, it's about, when that comes out,
I'm trying to listen to Drew, and I got this guy over here giggling over here eating Skittles and crackers.
Unbelievable! You took the Skittles box,
bro. He's eating so much candy right now.
Bro.
Happy New Year's to Owen.
Oh my gosh! I was
Owen and
eyeballing
High
those,
Life.
too. I was eyeballing these, just eating them. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, we got some targets to look out for Solana as well. Crypto Rover, pretty good on the macro charts, just the general, he doesn't call things precisely and give you exact up and down levels, but one thing he's watching is $140 target of liquidity, and this was a hard level of resistance when it tried to resurge before the bear market set in. And it also did prove as some short-term support twice before the massive run-up to 260 in the previous bull. Tried to drop down, found a little bit of a chop right at that level as well. And it is kind of moving in between no man's land at this point, guys. So Solana, don't try to be betting against this thing over the next few months. I know it's price action. It's had an absolutely insane rise, and it's already at the top 5 of cryptos. But really, what we're looking at is the resurgence of a coin that has an uncanny ability to make both bears and bulls unsatisfied by the end of each bull market. So when you see this thing rise at levels you never dreamed possible, it's always good to take profits on the way up.
What's it going to?
Solana at the level that it's being talked about on the institutional level, I would not put it past it to reach $500 a token.
Wow.
Now
I've heard 300, but 500, all right.
Yeah, I mean, and beyond that, if we do have a situation that continues to unravel with this spot ETF and all these funds that actually want to make big portions of holdings of Bitcoin, that'll push the markets much beyond that level to like a $7 to $10 trillion overall market cap, which leaves room for Solana to accomplish, $1,000 token prices. But that is not here yet. That is like the ultra. It's not like as bullish as I could get, but the bearish side of me says we only hit $4 trillion. Solana taps out, somewhere at around like a $300 level, like you said. As things set up right now, I like to usually choose the path in between, and I think that is more like a reasonable kind of target for Solana at this range. So, and I know we got a lot of Solana holders. And,
$800, $1,000?
Yeah,
should we let Brent shill?
Why?
They asked.
Can he shill? I mean, sure.
Tell me you asked first.
Did he say please?
I mean,
that's pretty respectful.
I'm fine.
That's better than most people in today's society.
Can I shill?
Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's polite about it.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah. Now you have my ears pricked. So yeah, man, we're seeing the Solana, that different target. There's a lot of liquidity up there at $140. Watch out for that. Now, I talked about Atom and Cosmos a little bit. This is DeFi Llama's just overall total value locked for all chains. And it gives Osmosis a good kind of, comparison so you can see, but also Thorchain. I've been talking about Thorchain for a really long time, and it's great to see it really taking a chunk of total value locked on DeFi. But Osmosis, definitely nothing to sleep on. There's another one in here that I was looking at, Kujira. And Neutron, Johnny was mentioning, he's seeing a lot of conversations about this Neutron platform. And it is on the month up by 50%. I mean, that's probably a big portion of why they're talking about it. But to see these new protocols making it up into that top 10, top 7 range perks my interest up and makes me want to pay attention to them more, especially on ecosystem.
Thorchain.
I mean, like the reason why you like Thorchain too?
I got some Thorchain.
You got some Thorchain. All right.
I've heard some talk around the office about Thorchain too. Makes me bullish.
Did you listen? I was the only one talking about it. You got it because I said it.
Bro,
I didn't get
Thorchain. I bought Thorchain when like Bitcoin was at 50 something K.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm down on it, of course.
Okay. So yeah, you bought it in like these chop zones right here.
I don't even remember what I bought it for, but I'm down bad right now.
Well, I mean, I felt really great about it just because of direct swaps all the way through this bear. But I did warn against, the potential for a little bit of regulatory action against it because of how damn freedom based it is. This thing's at 550 right now. It's definitely.
I've heard some bullish talk around the office. That's all I'm going to say.
It is a good.
I'm going to say
it's going to do well. I feel like it's going to do really well. Yeah. I'm stuck in that. I want it cheaper, man, but really backing off on here. It is creating a shelf. Man, I might have to pull the trigger on that one.
The Chang hard fork was the Cardano one I was looking for.
The Chang hard fork?
Correct.
Yeah, when's that happening?
It's just scheduled for beginning of 2024.
Gotcha.
I will know soon and be updating nodes.
Okay. You're going to be, is that a hard process to update the nodes whenever your upgrade happens?
I mean, it depends. The last one, when they switched from, it was like 1.35 dot something, and then it switched over to 8.0. And then that's where peer-to-peer was allowed, but not a lot of the nodes actually activated it. So they're going to be pushing that, but there's like some topology updates and other things that you have to do. It's not a super fast I don't like to clone from the GitHub. I like to build from scratch.
Yeah.
Which usually, depending on CPU and RAM and everything else, can take 8 hours.
Okay.
So
it's a process.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not coding for 8 hours, but like the syncing and everything else.
Cosmos, the Atom token, like I said, it's been, underutilized, and really it's, as it sits right now, it's still stuck in these doldrums. If you look at the year, you haven't missed out on much. I mean, it's had a pretty good upside and downside action, but overall, you're literally only up by like 12% if you bought exactly a year ago.
What's his all-time high? I can't see because there's a camera in the way.
It sits at 45. Yeah, about $45 and it's $11 right now. So that's why you're hoping for better price action on that. But beyond that, I'd be looking at Osmosis or some of the ecosystem within Cosmos. And potentially even Injective. I keep talking about, I've been wanting a pullback, and Injective has had no chill, absolutely no chill. So I've been, sitting here. I had such a great time with ICP. I wasn't really bothered by anything over the week. Injective looks like it's shaving off a little bit on the day, but not much, pretty flat, and quite a shelf. It's built for itself, if I do say so myself.
Wait, can you go to 1 year?
Yeah. Let's go here. Yeah,
Way up.
That's a move.
Do y'all think there's going to be like NFTs on Injective? Is there already?
There might be. I don't know if there are or not. We need to get, TJ was the one that was talking about this thing all the way before this huge pump. And I remembered him mentioning it. I was just so, I was focused on other things. So I missed this one by a long shot. It was when he was talking about it was like $7 to $10. This, all I could really hope for is like a crash down to 30, maybe, but if we do get that denial, or at least a delay, that's when my fangs come out and I sink them into these types of projects. Because, it's not horrible, if a coin is pumping and you're not in it and you missed out a little bit, that's not terrible. But buying at the top of a green wick definitely does not feel good. And then it kind of sets the wrong mindset in crypto, where you're fighting against the ropes. Not a good place to fight from. So get over to this too. Developing, found Bill Clinton's file in the Jeffrey Epstein case that's about to be unsealed. Bill Clinton is the Jane Doe number 36, the United States District Court, Southern District. Court case for Virginia Giuffre versus Ghislaine Maxwell. You won't be able to find all the information for yourself by searching this case. The names are getting revealed and attached to this one. It's from Dom Lucre. Great account to follow if you love breaking the narratives. But, what we see, Clinton made a statement that he traveled only 4 times to Epstein Island. The flight logs show that he indeed boarded at least 25 times in just the period of 2002 to 2003.
Got him.
Sheesh.
That's a lot of visits.
Got him.
And 4 is enough.
It's a lot of visits.
What you doing on that island? Having some tea and coffee?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of time on his hands.
If she say her body count less than 4?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my
Yikes.
god. Yeah, it's
This makes me feel yucky, guys.
I hope he gets drugged though. I really hope that this comes to light. I've been so jaded over the past few years of seeing this stuff, and we've been talking about the strong potential he was on that just from the original flights that people knew about. But can we have nice things? Maybe. Maybe they'll get this information out and it'll actually break open this, narrative that people have in their minds that there's no way they could do that, right? Hopefully. And if
Biden's
you want,
son on the list.
you can go look at the flight logs yourself. This is, you can absolutely go get the flight logs yourself. Here's the full flight log, all pages of it. It's all handwritten. You got to zoom in and go through all the participants of the flights right there in front of God and country. So
if I was on that list, bro, I'd be that gif of Homer Simpson, like going back into the bush or whatever,
Yeah, absolutely. This is just how it makes me, Mickey Mouse. This is all our heroes are dead.
The most magical place
Mickey
on
Mouse
Earth.
smokes cigarettes on her break, and it's not even a her. Got a mustache.
Holy cow!
No.
It just
that's got to be somewhere other than
That's
Disney.
not
She's wearing
Disney. That's got to be
heels.
Vegas or something, man.
That's probably Disneyland.
Oh my
No, that's got to be Vegas or something.
That looks like the Monterey. Yeah,
It does look like Vegas.
It's one of those guys you take a photo with, and they're like, money.
Thank God.
Good gosh.
Yeah, what are those buildings? Yeah, that looks Vegas.
It's
yeah,
gotta
it
be
does
Vegas.
look like Vegas. I just thought this is pretty much the
That's
funniest thing I've ever
hilarious.
seen.
That's wild.
Here's a crocodile. This is a shout out to this crocodile.
That's not real.
People in a village in the Niger River in Africa were losing fellow villagers at such a rapid rate that they had to call in the army to hunt down a culprit.
Was that a crocodile or what's the other one that came in?
Yeah, this is a 22-foot crocodile.
gosh.
Look at that's a thick.
What do you gotta kill that thing with a tank, bro?
Yeah, dude, this thing.
Their
is
kill spot's
lit.
small too.
Crocodile, I would not want to go up against.
It's like a quarter-sized spot on the top of their head.
And one of the most fascinating things when I was a kid was thinking about prehistoric crocodiles. Like, I wonder how big the biggest crocodile was. Let me know in the chat. You know, like I always imagined a crocodile being as tall as a house and as long as a football field at one point. Let me know in the chat if there was any bones found. It's always been something
What was
I
that
thought
thing
about.
eating? Humans?
Yeah, it was eating humans.
Good gosh.
We have this 1 year left until this call from the Sun magazine comes true. We'll be having sex with robots the next 10 years.
Hell yeah.
All right, hold on. Listen.
What?
One
Yeah.
time, y'all asked me about like if I would get the chip or something. I don't remember how this conversation started, but it escalated into me talking about reproduction and how people are going to want to reproduce with robots. But I was meaning to say, like, if this were to happen, men in particular, if the robot is better, then like why would humans go out of their way to make an effort to like
They won't
do it with a person? They won't. They'll
have
get
a
a
good point.
freaking robot. Like right now they have like
Humans will have a better connection than a robot.
I hope to God, but there's a
It's
lot
not
of
trending that way.
do y'all like how much are these girls making on OnlyFans
They're making millions.
I have no
for
clue.
men that stay home because they
Right.
don't go out and pursue? If they could get this and it's better.
They're going to choose that. Yeah, I mean, you saw this with,
I don't know.
sex dolls.
I don't know, man. There's
That's
no
what I'm saying,
connection.
but
If
this
it's
is
if
different.
it's just straight for the feel, go for it. But there's no connection with the robot.
I know. Well, that's the.
I
You
know
know,
there's no connection with certain people too.
Are we trying to make robot babies?
I really hope.
Half
I mean, I don't.
robot?
I don't think that we're going there, but
Ain't no robot babies.
Yep.
this is just. It's a disconnected society.
They're
is
going to
what
be
I see.
born with the chip.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The Neuralink chip. This is pretty weird. You know what I mean? And I don't think that this is going to come true in the near term. Seen the Tesla robots are going to roll out pretty soon. Pretty smooth moving, but slow-ish. Jay-Z says it's bullish. Oh my God. No emotions and everything. I really, really, really hope that that's not.
Do the robots talk?
You know that they would. Yeah. And the
Bad
Tesla
girl.
robots.
Bad
Stop
girl.
it.
Oh my. What have we become?
Is it
as a
self-cleaning?
society? Oh my God.
Who's your daddy? Who's
Oh,
your daddy?
God. Well,
All right, I'm done.
you know, if it's anything like the Tesla truck, it won't take you anywhere off road. So, there is that.
So there's no playing in the mud.
Yeah, there's no playing in the mud there.
Sick.
But this is just the chaos that we are here in the basement. I hope you
have
enjoyed this
people
ridiculous
over
show.
and they're like, "Oh, what's the robot?"
They're like it can scramble eggs or scramble yours.
Oh my gosh!
my
In the show,
God.
please.
We're out here. I'm gonna go work out with
We live
TJ
in a
and the
society.
crew. I know this is chaos. This is Demolition Man. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're investing in the right things so we can buy.
He
tanks
doesn't know
and
how to use
MRAPs.
the shells.
And Happy New Year. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Go
New
touch
Year.
some grass.
Comment one of your goals for 2024.
Yes, we want to know. Let us know down in the comments. What are your goals? What projects are you looking to stack the most of? And what are you going to be getting with your bull market gains? I'll be seeing you real soon.